I'm 51 years old, and in this week's letter to God, I expressed an unknown fear to me about the next half of my life, so to speak. So, seeing 50 and on as moving towards the end of my life, yeah? And I think something that's been brought into focus is also the fear of watching my parents age. They're in their late 70s. So every time I see them, there's almost like a new reality of the fact that they are aging and that they are close to leaving me, that day is coming. And so my letter to God this week wasn't just about my own path toward the end of this lifetime, but the fear of losing my parents. And I was so comforted by this week's letter from God that I really wanted to share it with you because what it ultimately became the topic of was love. And I thought, well, how appropriate because today is Valentine's Day. And this will be released tomorrow on Saturday the 15th, but it's still Valentine's weekend. Yeah. Hopefully, you guys are having fun being with your loved ones on this day and or loving yourself tenderly today. So I've been looking at my letter. This is my letter to God. This is my letter from God. And in case you want to practice this, this is a wonderful way to connect with God and God's love and grace and guidance. You start with 10 minutes of writing a letter to God, which is just pouring out anything that happens to be on your heart that day and then take a deep breath after the 10 minutes is over and step into writing a letter from God. And God writes through you any guidance that wants to be shared with you. And so I kept reading through this and trying to decide what parts of this do I want to share, and how do I want to speak it or articulate it. And I figured out that I can't say this the way that God said it. So I'm just going to read it directly to you. And I hope you enjoy and that you gain something from the guidance that I received on the topics of love, grief, fear, and loss. So here we go. Okay, February 12th, 2025. Dear one, to love as a human on this earth is a full experience, one that comes with loss as much as it comes with joy. It is a cycle that ultimately strengthens you and your spirit. The truth is that love is ever abundant, ever living, and ever surrounding. It does not die. Your fear is not so much of your father and mother's body dying and leaving you here alone, as it is of the fear of losing the love they provide you. This is the fear. A fear of losing the safety of a parent's love. Love does not die. The love they hold for you and you for them is ever existing and has been in existence for an eternity. It will continue to support you along your journey just as it has over many lifetimes and stories prior to this one. You, in turn, will provide your love to them forever and ever. There is nothing to fear as you navigate the experience of loss. Love will support you through any experience of grief or sorrow as you begin to witness a transition that occurs for us all. There is a beauty in witnessing one age, the body softening back into innocence, and an opening to the need of assistance or reliance on others. We come to a deeper and divine understanding of what it means to be held, to be cared for, to be loved. Love does not die. It always supports us. You too will understand and experience this when the time comes for you to transition. You will understand love to its fullest, what it's like to be held by love. So do not fear, but reach yourself out to be held I love and experience this special time with your mother and father. I haven't yet experienced the loss of my parents, and I have no idea the impact that that will have on me. And I can only imagine how difficult and challenging that separation from them will feel like and what navigating that grief and loss will be like. But this letter from God did comfort me quite a bit. And I hope that if there is anybody experiencing grief and loss right now, that this letter from God also comforts you. And if there's anybody that you feel needs to hear this letter from God today, please share this with them. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Saturday. Bye.